want everybody from this moment on to recognize me as the scholar of boxing.
You see, their morals, their code, it's a bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble. They're only as good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other.
49 hours declaring it a riot.
Cruiser 5 to 50 be advised, County Police 1 advised they're trying to breach and get to the Capitol.
Publicists, when you talk to your publicists, you know the first thing they tell you? What? Stay away from religion, stay away from politics. Okay. You know why? Why? No matter what the you say, somebody passionately disagrees with you.
Absolutely.
No matter what religion, you believe in Allah, niggas saying that's not the right way. You believe in every Christianity, that's not it, because they choosing something different. Your political party, the Democrat, Republican, the disagreement completely.
Yep.
So I stay away from it. When I get pulled into politics, I go,
yeah.
And I have nothing to say. I'm just
the same way we are. We don't no politics, none of this.
I'll put that. I don't stay there because I'm still entertainment. If it's not music, then it's film and television, but it's still entertainment. So why would you turn someone off by saying that?
Right.
I want everybody to enjoy what I'm doing.
Right.
Not just a selective few amount of people. I focus on diversity because it's needed.
Right.
The boxing scholar is a lover, not a fighter, but he's also a fighter, so don't get any ideas. If he pats you on the back, you'll put it in your resume. His enemy. Have him listed as an emergency contact. The scholar has an inside joke with complete strangers. If he punched you in the face, you'd have to fight the urge not to thank him. Sharks have a week dedicated to him. He's the only man alive to is parallel park. A train is count to infinity twice. In Genesis, when God said, "Let there be light," the scholars said, "Say pretty please." He is the genius of all genius and master of all masters.
And that's the trick to life. You have to be wise enough to know when you were living in your dream. And you have to be humble enough to accept when you're in someone else's.
Yo, the boxing scholar's on. What's good, everybody? Hold on, give me 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Theme music. Bam. Background, bam. Oh, fight day, fight day, fight day. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I just came to kick it with y'all. You know what I mean? Somebody told me, somebody run them back. I ain't never had that done before. I was even that big. Like, you know what I mean? But nah, this boxing event is, I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all know I don't bullshit. Trash. Trash, bro. Like, Franklin, I'm not even gonna jive y'all as the old people would say. I'm not even gonna give y'all the runaround. This fight is a mismatch. To pretend like it's not, like, bro, when he fought Dylan White, people was saying, man, maybe Dylan White got a chance. Dylan White has probably been watched for like the last 4 years. Ever since Dylan White has had a positive steroid test, he's never been the same. And people still acted like this was a fight that Moses was going to lose. No, Dylan White didn't stand a chance, the same way Franklin does it. Franklin, in his last fight, if you do not remember and you have amnesia, barely made it and got a gift decision against an undefeated bum that he was fighting. He should have lost the fight. The only reason he didn't lose the fight is because the other guy didn't have power, and he couldn't get the knockout. But they robbed that guy of that fight. Franklin arguably lost every single round and still got the nod in the decision. To the point, if you go back and look at that fight, Franklin's corner was damn near beating him up in the corner because he was lazy, lack of motivation. Like, he acted like he didn't want to be there. He's designed to lose this fight, ladies and gentlemen. He's designed to lose this fight. So I'm going to call it, but before the fight even come on, I'm going to call it how I see it before. This should be an early fight. Look for Franklin to possibly quit on his stool, right? Because he's a game quitter, never shows up fully and gives himself a full chance, lack of discipline. Belly's always been hanging over. He's all, he kind of peaked in his career because he's the almost guy. He's the, hey, guy, it's like if you get in a fight with a prime Mike Tyson and you punch him and land a punch on him, but he knocks you out, everybody remembers the punch that you land on. That's Franklin. Everybody remembers the fight that he had with Anthony Joshua, where he went the decision and wasn't knocked out, and that was a participation trophy. His entire career has been participation, where everybody knows him as the guy that fought Anthony Joshua, and he's content with that. He doesn't look like he wants to be world champion. And on the flip side of that, what is Moses made a bold statement like in 2023, 2022, around that time, that he was going to be the youngest champion ever, heavyweight wise, and break Mike Tyson's record. And since then, he's done what most people do, which is they stay on the outside from the bleachers looking in and never really dip their toe in the pool. That's what he's did his entire career. Man, don't want no smoke with nobody. He's another Boots. He's another one of those guys. That's crazy. So here we go. Let me hit play. I had to get my open. I had to come in hot. Because I'm not really enthusiastic about this fight. I'm not going to pretend like this fight is anything other than a mismatch, and it is what it is. So here we go. Oh, somebody already getting stopped? I'm not going to lie to y'all. The Zone has the worst cards ever. They have the worst cards ever. Even when they have competitive cards, nobody knows the names on the card. They're not household names. They don't promote. They don't do a good job promoting their cards or any of that stuff. The Zone sucks. I'm gonna just be honest with you. The reason why Turkey Al-Rashid invested into them is because they have the British market. It's not a lot of competition, and because they have the stable. That's the reason why Turkey Al-Rashid wanted to do a lot of business with them. To mosey up to the fighters that are already over there to get them to sign the Zuffa boxing. So it's not rocket science. I don't know what's happening. I turned it on and the dude got on the sombrero. He must have got a knockout. Ain't no way he ain't getting no knockout. He's feeling that good about his performance. All right. So what I'll do is let me change the title of this video. Let me change the title of this video. First things first. Change it to what I really believe. But yeah, I had to come kick it with y'all. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I had to come kick it with y'all, but I got to keep it real, like I always do. This fight is a mismatch. This fight is a mismatch. Like I said, look for Franklin to either get knocked out cold, knocked on the ground and refused to get up, or just sit on the stool and refuse to come out, which I think that's more of a likely outcome, in my opinion. You know, and then Franklin will continue to go on. Excuse me, Moses will continue to go on with this mentality that he's a monster and nobody wants to see him and people are scared of him, and he's gonna sit and wait for Tyson Fury and those guys to fight each other, age themselves out, beat each other, and get miles on the odometer, and then he's gonna try to make his push for the heavyweight belt. That's like this is sickening, man. And listen, we live in an era that talks so much stuff about Mike Tyson career being mapped out and planned out for him. What do y'all think about current fighters? Because Mike Tyson had 12 fights in a year, 15, something crazy like that. Moses ain't fought nobody worth mentioning, and he ain't got nowhere close to that. I just seen a video today where he was like sitting down talking to Mike Tyson was sitting down talking to him, and Mike Tyson was basically asking him like, how many fights do we think he'll get this year? And he was like, I think I can get 8. 8? Mike Tyson doubled that. It's crazy. And boxing is on a bigger platform now than it was back then. What? 8 fights? And then he said, I don't want to fight bums. Mike Tyson like, no, don't call fighters bums. We don't call fighters. I used to call fighters bums, but I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore because fighters don't bum. Like, bro, Mike Tyson, shut up. You know, but yeah, they're all bums in boxing. What's good, Sir Foul Player? Yeah, these fighters are sick nowadays, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The fighters and the promoters, everybody's sick from top to bottom, man. This is at what point? What are you getting out of it? I remember Teddy Ellis used to say this on ESPN for years. What are you getting out of fighting guys like this? What is Franklin? Franklin's not even a gatekeeper. Bro, this is the equivalent of fighting Luis Ortiz. I BS you not. It's the equivalent of fighting Luis Ortiz. If he fought Luis Ortiz, that probably would be a step-up fight from Franklin. Just being honest. Yes, this fight's it's sickening. Hold on, give me a second.
Spend 6 years of their lives waiting.
So anybody that want to pull up, the link is pinned on the community tab.
Waiting till things up.
Y'all hear the commercials? Human beings spend a lot of time waiting. Come on now. I didn't save. Hold on, I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, but yeah, the main event's gonna be trash. Sorry to tell you. I don't even know if the knockout's gonna be exciting because everybody's expecting it. Like I was looking at other content creators, but that's what I do, man. I can't help myself. I'm nosy when it comes to search. I want to see how they're gonna cover the fight, what they're gonna say about the fight, and if they don't see this fight as anything other than a mismatch, hey, what Deontay Wilder say? May God be with you. I don't know what to tell you. Bolas, what's good, bro? This scholar, would you be surprised if he pulls a fight? If Keith, who's Keith? Oh, Keith, bro, that took a while to register, bro. You talking about Thurman? Bro, I'd be extremely shocked if Thurman pulled out the fight, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be honest. Thurman got a chance. Thurman got more of a chance than Franklin got with Moses. He got a chance. There's a weakness that Fandora has that he could expose. It's a weakness, bro. He could win the fight. It has to be by knockout, though. He can't outbox him. The thing about Thurman, bro, is he's too late in his career to fight a style like this. If you go back and you look, bro, the fight that Pandora had against what's old dude's name? Damn, I'm having a brain fart. So I got this call. Tim Tszyu. The fight that he had against Tim Tszyu, right? Tim Tszyu was damaged goods from the beatings that he took and the loss that he took and the beating that he was taking in the ring, and he didn't have the fortitude in his brain to where he was going to work himself in, close the distance. So that, like I say, people criticize Mike. The people that criticize Mike have never fought in his shows, right? Because the amount of focus that it takes, the amount of dedication it takes to persistently go after somebody takes a lot out of your mind and your body, right? And you have to do that constantly, and break them down. That takes a lot. And when you're fighting somebody that's tall as a Fundora, which is freakishly tall for that division, he has the dimensions of a heavyweight, you know? So when you're fighting that type of guy and you never had to deal with that under the lights, it takes a lot mentally. Keith Thurman don't have what it takes mentally to force that type of style at this age that he's at, with the injuries plaguing his career. Like I say, he's the Grant Hill of boxer, right? He doesn't have that at this point. So I would be extremely shocked if he pulled it out and did it. But, pulled it out and put that type of pressure. I just don't see it happening. But he does have a puncher's chance because Fundora doesn't have the best chin, and he has a weakness. He has a weakness. Hope he get knocked out so I could tell everybody on my members only what the weakness was and what I knew. Why I gave Keith Thurman a chance. But as far as boxing, too much reach.
Tonight, I'm very excited about this one. It's Murphy and Holmes.
Murphy and Holmes on the undercard of this fight. This is why, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is why I don't be enjoying calling these fight cards, because I don't know who Murphy is. I don't know who Jones is. Like I said, even when they have good fights, it'd be like happenstance. It'd be non-household names on the card. Say what you want about American cards, they at least gonna give us some familiar names. You know, they gonna give us a Lubin. You know what I mean? They're gonna give us somebody on the card that we be like, oh, they fighting? You know what I mean? Abdullah Mason. They're gonna give us somebody on the undercard that we're like, oh, okay, all right. We don't know who these guys. I don't even know if the people in UK. Well, I don't know. As soon as I said they went to the crowd and the crowd was going crazy. But household names, man. You got to throw household names on the card. And if you do throw a non-household name, you got to throw them in there with a couple household names, and make him have an exciting fight to where he stands out and the person said, man, I can't wait to see this next fight of whoever so-and-so is. Now, this is me giving a boxing advice from the couch. They can take it, or leave it, but it's the truth. It's the truth, man. You know, boxing is not going to be popular over there until they do that. Americans just don't care. It's the reality. We just don't. Their announcers even suck at calling fights, if I'm being honest. He came walking out to Elvis? Nah, ain't no way that's Elvis. That sound like, y'all hear that music? That sound like some stuff like on the Goonies that they were playing in the background. Or, you know what I mean? One of the movies. They say Alex Murphy a good pro. We about to see. Let me see what he got. Because I done seen the best that the UK have to offer, and I do not be impressed. From the top to the bottom, whether it be the trainers, whether it be whoever. I don't be impressed. So we'll see. Yo, funny story. So, you know, everybody got that guy named Family that's supposed to be the boxing guy, right? Where he don't necessarily have to know a lot about boxing, but compared to everybody else in their family, he the boxing guy, you know? Because he loves it. They see the passion, right? And they assume that the boxing guy knows what he's talking about because he got the passion, right? Funny story, right? So I remember we had somebody in our family that was supposed to be the boxing guy, right? It's an older guy, right? and he studied the sport a lot, right? And I remember when I first met the boxing guy, they were like, man, you know, everybody in our family like, man, y'all should link up. Y'all can talk about boxing all day. And that's it. The first conversation, that's essentially what happened. We talked about boxing all damn day. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, we talked about boxing and stuff like that. But he got to a point where he started trying to like, you know, tell me like, hey, do this, do that, do that. And we gotta do this, gotta do that. But I would always point out well, if they do this, then they open for that type stuff, you know? 'Cause I'm really studying the game, not just the history. I'm studying the physics and everything, you know? He got to a point where eventually, long story short, that guy was like, look, man, I don't want to talk about boxing all day. It's more to life than just boxing. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. They used to tell you that when you was the boxing guy. Why would you turn around and tell it to me? In the face of knowledge, where they feel like you know more than them, they'll spit in your face. You know, that's what I learned from that, you know? So it is what it is. Long story short, most people don't know shit about boxing. What's good, certified player?
What up, Scarlett? How you doing?
Chilling, bro. Chilling.
Yeah, nah, I wanted to join you. Right along, my friend. Before I gotta cut my son's hair. And how many fights away from the main event is this fight?
I don't know, but I just turned it on.
Yeah, but I do agree with your sentiment in terms of a lot of these cards do be lacking, and with these UK cards too, the pre-fights are morbid, bro. Because you not only do you never hear these dudes, but you don't even see them after the fact. You know, like it could be the fight before the main event, and like the guy could have a lot of fanfare and do well, and you still won't see him after the fact.
Yeah. You think that's hurting boxing, bro?
I'm sorry?
So you think that's hurting boxing?
Well, like the UK cards have always kind of been that way, but like right now, like we're you and I are both living through like kind of like a real bad period in boxing. And I know you mentioned that a lot too when I watch your content regarding boxing. But this is like a weird era. Like I don't know when you started watching, but like and I started noticing like the real downturn like was probably around the time like when Bud beat Errol, not because of that fight though, but like when PBC started losing its clout, and right now like they're almost like a dead entity. I think Franklin is a PBC fighter too, or is represented by Al.
I don't know. I looked it up. I don't think he had nothing to do with it. Al Haymon.
Yeah, I don't know, but Franklin's no, doesn't even factor into anything. He's just an op to beat up on, and I root for the guy too. Yeah, I actually root for Franklin though, like because I think one of my
this dude that came walking out with the Elvis music is trash, bro. Like he just threw 3 punches and the dude slipped every single one. He's gonna get knocked out, bro. I think the Murphy guy is supposed to be like a star because this guy, not only does he not look the part, he sucks. He telegraphs his punch. He's awful. But go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah, that's the pub fighters that you see in these undercards for the UK fights, man. And I like the
Murphy. Murphy's the goofy looking one.
Yeah, I ain't watching it live. I mean, I'm gonna get a stream to watch it in a few minutes. But this fight shouldn't be happening like the main event, like you were saying, like Franklin being the opposition to this dude. But we're going through a weird state with the sport right now, unfortunately. I know you love the sport too, man. Like say wait, like I do. But there's a lot of these fights that I've been sleeping on, like because they're whack.
So what I was going to tell you earlier to add to your point, bro, I have a different take on why boxing is at it always has its bust and booms. It's free market, right? It's like the stock market. It's going to go up, it's going to go down, right? But I have a different. I think Turkey Al-Sheet messed up the game. Oh shit, Murphy just almost dropped him. Caught him with a right hand coming in, had his hand down. Holmes, this is a winnable fight for Holmes. Even though I know y'all. Listen, I know what it looks like early on, but this is a winnable fight. If Holmes could survive this onslaught and keep his left hand up coming in, not get caught with a right hand, he could win this fight easy. Murphy has a very, very beatable style. See, he just got caught with a right. See, got knocked out. He got knocked out as soon as I said that. Bro, this is why I call myself the scholar of boxing, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all. The dude that that looked like he was about to get finished. And the guy that's supposed to be the star, the overdog, I told you he's going to lose the fight. You could just tell. Been watching boxing that long, and he stopped him. The goofy guy he got a fight night knockout. You know how sometimes the game be glitching, and then they arm get stuck behind them? That's what just happened. Oh my God, that was a nasty knockout.
Nah, and you literally did call it right before too.
Also, this is what I was gonna say. What's good, Amir? We watching the UK card. We ain't calling the Keith Thurman card yet. I don't think that starts till 4. But what was I gonna say? What's I gonna say? Oh, this is what I was gonna say, bro. I think Turkey Al-Sheed messed it up by this, bro. So what happened is, we know boxing, of course, is the free market. Anybody could get in. Me and you, anybody could get in. Like anybody could enter the media section, anything with boxing, right? Which is a good thing, I think. I like YouTubers going into the fights and stuff, living their dreams, interviewing fighters. But Turkey Al-Sheed came in and everybody started gravitating to him. So where this dude got like an honorary boxing Hall of Fame award, you're like, bro, what has he done in the sport for you to be doing this besides him having money, right? And everybody started kissing his ass and all this stuff. But see, they treated Turkey different than they treated Al Heyman, who's an American that was born and raised in America, etc. They blackballed Al Heyman. They even sued him. Al Heyman is the only boxing promoter that got sued for the Muhammad Ali Act by other boxing promoters. That is insane, bro. That is especially when they're all robbing the fighters. Why would you turn around when Al Heyman get in and be like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this guy is so unethical. Like, you build your entire career off of being unethical, which is expected in boxing. Nobody cares. Like, Don King, Bob Arum, we know they're going to rob fighters. It is what it is at this point. But see, what happened is they turned to Turkey Al-Sheed, sided with him, started getting pouring a bunch of attention to him to try to get money, and then like basically selling themselves, and then blackballing Al Heyman. And then when Turkey Al-Sheed turned on him and started becoming a rival with Zuffa Boxing, and then Turkey Al-Sheed didn't even think enough about them, right? Oh, look at that. Bam. Right hook over the top. Turkey Al-Sheed didn't even think enough about them, bro, to start a boxing company with them. And they're the boxing promoters, right? So when Turkey Al-Sheed starts this company to be their rivals, then they run back and say, oh, no, we want to work with Al Heyman. We want to compete. It's like it's too late. I mean, in my opinion, you're already done trying to blackball him, where his fighters get shelved because y'all don't want to put people up against them or whatever. You know, y'all play games with the belts and stuff like that. To me, they help destroy boxing if it is in a rut right now. All they had to do is do the right thing and work with. I see Oscar De La Hoya doing his clapback saying he'll work with Al Heyman. Now it's like, well, wait a minute. You don't think it's too late? That was a good fight, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I said even when the zone do luck up and get a good, exciting fight, I don't know neither one of the fighters. They be building their cards up wrong, in my opinion. They gotta do a better job at that. They gotta do a better job at promoting these fighters. But yeah, they helped a lot. Well, they to blame a lot, in my opinion, certified player. I wouldn't blame Al Heyman. Because I remember when he first came in the game, like he gets so much shit, and he doesn't have one interview online, bro. Not one.
Oh no, I wasn't blaming Al Heyman. I actually rooted for PBC, like when they came out the gate, and I mean I was rooting for Al Heyman as a bro too, in the sense that a lot of the fighters that were fighting under that umbrella were always propping him up, and saying good things about him. You know, Angel Garcia, like always talked glowingly, and his son was being represented by Al, Floyd, Keith. I think that the whole landscape changed though, because I mean, like it seems like recently, like in the last like year or two, And I'm not as in tune as I was in the past. Like you're probably way more in tune right now than I am at the moment. But it seems like a lot of these kind of like in the cut players like Zuffa, like Dana White wouldn't be able to. I mean, Zuffa wouldn't be able to rock 5 years ago. Like it would have been another failed time that Dana White tried to come into the game again. I'm not gonna say Turkey Al-Sheikh probably would have not been able to rock, but he probably would have not been able to really pressure PBC 5 years ago. Like regardless, maybe even regardless of the money. I think it's just going through like a weird stage right now where, I mean, I don't know. Like I you don't see a lot of young cats into the sport as much. Like besides like rooting for Tank Davis, and Tank Davis doesn't fight enough. Because I mean, as much as I don't like Tank Davis, like as far as how he operates his career, a lot of young people love Tank Davis. Like people that don't know boxing, like, and that's what you need, people to new fans in. But the whole like these little factions, like well, Turkey Al-Sheikh is not a small faction, but because he had a lot of money. But there were times when Al Heyman was drowning out like Top Rank, Eddie Hearn's promotional company, and anybody else who tried to come up in the game simultaneously. I mean, and but I it's like we're still going through a stage of like where we don't get enough fights, and it seems like we're getting less fights, like, or just about the same as like any low period of boxing. And,
go ahead.
Yeah, but I like in terms of boxing content creators too. Like I'm a YouTube junkie. I'm not a tech person, but I love this platform that we're on. But if a boxing content creator, especially a so-called minority, is speaking, I'm gonna be in tune. Like I'm gonna listen to that like ahead of like almost anything else, even if they're not talking boxing. Actually, especially if they're not talking boxing recently. But like most of them are like kind of like wavering off, you know, like most of us, because I'm a boxing content creator myself. Or I started as a boxing content creator, but like most of us are wavering off, and like I don't know if it's like, I mean, like with the Turkey thing, like when it came out the gate, it seemed like it was gonna be a good thing because like money does make fights, and like, but then out the gate, like another thing too, like I mean, this is a different theory, is that celebrity boxing is killing the sport too. Like the fact that the Jake Pauls of the world like are able to like demand like way more than like, you know, your favorite boxer, that shit's no good. And I like, to me, I look at the beginning, like even the entrance or the propping up of Ryan Garcia was another one of the flagpole markers that I would indicate as the death of this sport. Like when they were propping him up like hard body, they still do. It's a lot of things, but these are all like little markers to like where we're at like in 2026. Like it just seems like a real, this is the lowest period, I think, for me. And I think you'd agree that it's in a low period, but do you think this is the lowest period that you lived through?
Hold on, give me 1 second, bro.
Certainly. Oh, and speaking of another point that I want to bring up too, in terms of Turkey Al-Sheikh, like as far as his ability to flex, it seems like in the last year or so, I mean, or in the last, especially here recently, with what's happening in the Middle East, like that ability to like to just throw cash out, like endless money, it seems like it's hampered in the last couple months at a minimum. Like I mean, you don't see him incurring as much as he used to, like last year, let's say. But I mean, if the stuff that's happening in the Middle East continues, that may hamper somebody like Turkey Al-Sheikh, and then you'll see another like player probably having
what
the
you
ability.
asking?
No, like I was what I was saying, like you probably agree that this is like a low period in the sport.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Nah,
but
bro.
do you think this is the lowest period?
Nah,
Or-
bro.
yeah.
Klitschko.
Oh, I forgot about the Klitschko era was pretty whack too, man.
Yeah,
For
that
the
shit.
heavyweights, at least.
Yeah. It was. I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't just heavyweights. The Klitschko era, bro. Floyd wasn't even in his prime then. Like as far as being a household name, like it was awful. Like they didn't have nothing to fall back on. Like it was. That was a dark period. That was a dark period for boxing. Like dominated by Europeans who didn't talk stuff. You know, like it was awful, bro. Yeah, that was an awful phase. You know, that's why they were trying to get them out of the sport. Like HBO was trying to, bro. HBO was so desperate that they started calling. What was that dude's name? Chris Ariola. They started comparing him to Riddick Bowe, bro. And I ain't even making that up. That's a real life thing. Like Merchant said that Chris Ariola is like Riddick, reminds him a lot of Riddick Bowe. That's how desperate they were to get rid of them. That was a low period. But one thing you brought up that I wanted to touch on was the YouTube boxers. I know you've seen Adam 22 get in there and get beat up by the girl that was long D and his wife. You know, but that sucks, bro. That sucks for that to happen. You be known as a cuck, and you finally try to stand up for yourself and say, you know what, I'm gonna fight the dude who slept with my wife, and then you go in there and get knocked out in the first round by that dude. Now your wife has to pretend like she's still interested in you and jump up on you and celebrate, but you know that on the ride home, she was texting the other dude like, "Good fight," you know. When Adam goes to sleep, like, yeah, bro, you already know how that goes, bro. But yeah, so boxing is like I said, it's a free market. So part of the goodness of it could make it the bad. Like you let Turkey in, or you let YouTubers in. We got Aiden Ross, who's actually being a boxing promoter, holding events with Charleston White. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So. It's just, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, it's gonna always have moments where it's hot, you know, like fight, like the fight after fight, right? Then it's gonna have low moments where it's like, yeah. But see, the YouTubers are supposed to carry us through the low moments, but they're not doing a good job of it. I give you an example. One of my homies kept saying No Nut Davis. He was talking about Keyshawn, right? And I'm cool with that because Keyshawn, bro, he's the real deal inside the ring, but will he ever get in there and test himself? I don't think so. Like I seen an interview where he talked about how he was calling out Devin Haney early in his career, but he really didn't want no smoke with Devin Haney. But now he feel like he could beat him. I'm like, well, wait, how do we know you believe you could really beat him now if you did it early in your career just for clout? That's Keyshawn in a nutshell. He's got the goods, he got the skill inside the ring, but mentally he lacks. So anybody in his weight class, all they got to do is wait for 2 or 3 years for Keyshawn to burn out on boxing. You go look at his interview with Andre Ward. He talked about mental health. You look at him now, he's rejuvenated because he went and got a new trainer. He signed with Jay Prince. Wait 3 years from now, then fight him. That's how you beat Keyshawn. You got to let Keyshawn beat himself mentally. But within them 3 years inside the ring, Keyshawn's the real deal. I'd never lie to y'all. Or no matter how I feel about the person, that dude is the real deal. Make no mistake about it. He is the real deal. Like, focused him is a dangerous him. You know what I mean? Like, not smoking weed and doing all this other crazy stuff that he be doing, you know, showing up high, like calling people out. I just seen him call out a fighter in the ring, and he was high when he was doing it. You could see his eyes all chingy and stuff. Like, when he doing that stuff, not focused, and, you know, when people try to get him to come back to boxing, he was like, hey, man, F boxing. He was on that AB stuff. That version of Keyshawn is very beatable. You know what I mean? Like, I seen him go to decisions with people he should have knocked out, that version. But a focus, laser focus, going in there for the kill, that version of Keyshawn is definitely dangerous. The way I became a Keyshawn fan is Keyshawn saying he was going to knock somebody out. Like, he was like, I know I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm going to knock this dude out. That's when I put money on him and won him. I was like, yeah, this guy's the real deal. And he showed me that he was the real deal. But the dude was calling him No Nut Davis because he felt like he ain't got no nuts. Now, that should have been a name that was preserved for me for Gervonta Tank Davis. Like, come on, man. What are we doing? How Gervonta Tank Davis supposed to be the face of boxing, but Keyshawn get the name No Nut Davis? What? Like, look, he scheduled to fight Pitbull Cruz. Don't be surprised if that fight never comes to fruition. Do not be surprised. I'm letting y'all know this right now. If that fight never comes to fruition, do not be surprised. What would you be surprised for? We were supposed to get Jake Paul versus Tank. And that was going to be the biggest payday of his life. You think he going to take a tough fight, going through mental turmoil, ring rust, and all that other stuff with Pitbull Cruz? Get out of here. I'll be surprised if I see it happening. I'll be more surprised if I see the fight happening than I would if the fight got canceled. That's how I see Gervonta Tank Davis. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna change my mind about that. That's the reality of life. But yeah, man, I don't know, Sir Foul Play. It's like if boxing is at a low right now, it's the YouTubers' responsibilities, right? Because we have the free market and we can get into these fights and we could whatever. We can control narratives. Right now, if we really wanted to create a narrative, and me and all the boxing channels wanted to, it could be something dumb. Gervonta Tank Davis is missing a toe. If we wanted to create that narrative, we could. All we got to do is keep doing it repetitively, you know what I mean? Every day, and it'll stick because that's how boxing lives on YouTube. So if it's at a low point, it's the YouTubers' fault. If the YouTubers can't entertain the people, keep them focused on boxing, if boxing dies, it'll be the YouTubers' fault. It's simple as that. Simple as that.
Yeah, I think most content creators, I mean, this is not like me criticizing too. It's that's always been the game since I started watching boxing YouTube. But most content creators are a lot better equipped at talking about boxers they don't like than the ones that they do like. I'm the same way. But it just seems like I don't know, man. When I first came onto boxing YouTube, or maybe a year or two after I started watching boxing YouTube, that cultish group that's on YouTube, whose name I won't say, but I used to love a lot of those content creators from that boxing YouTube cult that's on YouTube. But it just seemed like, I still watch a lot of those dudes too. I actually get along with some of the dudes from the cult. But even them, I see dudes from that who rep that cult that strictly talk boxing, and they know their stuff. They'll have 2 viewers when they're talking boxing. If it's some nonsense, bro, they'll have 40 viewers, but it'll be straight up boxing talk. Every week, they don't fail to show up. They talk boxing every week, certain ones, and they'll have 2 or 3 viewers, concurrently. So I mean, I think that's and that's more recently too. They weren't getting a lot of love, in a better time in the sport, but a lot of fights don't get made. I wouldn't be surprised if Keyshawn fights once a year from this point out. Keyshawn is somebody who should be fighting 3 or 4 times a year. And I love Keyshawn. To me, is I'd probably rank him pound for pound, possibly better than Shakur. And Shakur. A lot of people don't like Shakur, but he's the goods, man. Tank Davis. I actually have content where I said he was my pound for pound #1 fighter, and not that wasn't recently, but he's also the goods. But these are dudes that if you get 1 fight a year from Tank, then you consider yourself lucky. In the landscape of today, it's whack.
So yeah, I don't know if that's. I think fighters should go back to exhibitions. I seen a video the other day of Mike Tyson in between his fights after he fought what's that dude, James Quick Tillis. He did an exhibition with him. I think they should do that because the excuse is going to be for say, to build a pay-per-view event you need 6 months. I think the 2 months of that fight, just have a fake, not a fake fight, but you can stream it from your YouTube. You can even charge people to watch. If there's an exhibition match between Shakur and Keyshawn, how many people are not going to watch that? So you'll still get paid. You can still get paid off of it. Floyd Mayweather is doing exhibition matches and getting paid for it. And, you know what I mean? Jake Paul and all those guys. So you can still get paid for it. It just won't count against your record, and it can keep you still sharp. So that's something they could do, because they're gonna make the excuse that boxing is different now. You got to build up the pay-per-view and blah 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 blah. But so they gonna make up an excuse not to stay active. But I mean, there's always a way. Always a way.
That's actually a dope idea, bro. I never even thought of that, about doing the exhibitions that don't count against your record. Because if you get your ass whooped, I mean, like, people will still like talk about it. If you win like glowingly, they're gonna talk about it. Like, I mean, like, and they'll say, "Oh, well, that wasn't a legit win." Like, it'll just make a lot more intrigue.
Yep.
Like, where like now you don't get shit. Like, you just get like dead period.
And you know what else? They're already talking about sparring.
That's true. That's a very good point, bro. And then you don't got video of the sparring, but like the fighters will always talk, especially American cats. They'll always bring up like what they did against somebody else in sparring. Then you'll have two different accounts. Like, I mean, and then like if you do see sparring footage, they're not in like peak shape. Like, some of them are kind of like trying to lose a gut versus somebody who's almost peak shape. So let that be an exhibition, bro. And they be going at it too, bro. They be going ham like in these sparring matches, which I don't understand. Like, but then they'll be fronting on like making a real fight.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy work. But yeah, yo, Amir, if you free, pull up. If you free. I want to tell you something. But they said Deontay Wilder got a fight coming up on the 4th. Yo, bro, I don't know if you've seen Anthony Joshua working out with Usyk. Bro, the little bit I seen, I finally seen Anthony Joshua throw a proper jab. I've never seen that before. I was shocked, bro. I was like, bro, if he fights Tyson Fury, I'm gonna put some money on Anthony Joshua to win, bro. Cause I seen a video of Tyson Fury. He was like walking with a lion. I'm like, oh, okay. He trying to build his confidence back up. He's a defeated man. Usyk broke that man. Beat him twice. He ain't recovered. So he's going out there trying to do dangerous stuff like that to build back his confidence. Anthony Joshua's friend just passed away horribly, the worst way possible, right? But about 3 months ago. And he's right back to boxing. Like, he showed me he's more well put together. Like, a lot of people, I don't know why people like go against AJ so much. I don't know why they dislike. Well, let me stop. I do know why they dislike him, bro. They dislike AJ because the girls like him, bro. Because girls like AJ, they rock with him or whatever the case may be, and that causes a lot of hate. You know what I mean? Because most of the people that dislike him are men. But they say stuff like, we want to see fighters fight everybody. There ain't a person out there outside of Tyson Fury that AJ ain't fought.
That's true. I mean, like, now that we've had time to look back on things, AJ has been getting in there, like, in spite of what he's going through too, like mentally, like he's strapped up.
Yeah, he give himself a chance, even if it's a slim chance. Like, he gets his ass in the ring. You know what I mean? Like, he even talking about fighting Wilder. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like I said, man, Anthony Joshua gets a lot of, like, to me, undeserved criticism. You know,
when he was peaking, the YouTube content that you would make about him then, was it critical or
Nah, I was trying to give people. I was trying to be fair then. I remember telling people AJ was the best heavyweight at one time. I was like, bro, when you go through his resume, he fought Povetkin in his prime. He had he beat Joseph Parker. He fought I can't even remember the old dude's name, but he was ranked really high. I just went through the rankings and I was showing people, like, if you look at every top guy, he's fought them. You know what I mean? Like, Tyson Fury didn't have that at the time. At the time, Tyson Fury hadn't even fought Wilder. So I was telling people, like, y'all got to stop this. I know y'all dislike this man for whatever reason, but you got to be completely objective in this situation. He has the best resume in boxing. Like, Joseph Parker, like, had a belt, didn't even have a loss, and Anthony Joshua gave him his first loss. Beat him in a 12-round decision. I'm like, y'all got to stop this. Dylan White, a prime Dylan White, uppercutted his head to the ceiling. He beat a prime Klitschko with only like 15 fights, something crazy like that. I'm like, y'all got to stop this, bro. Y'all got to stop this, man. I know y'all don't like him for whatever reason or whatever reason they justify not liking him, but man's the real deal, bro. I would never lie to anybody about anything. Man's the real deal.
I think I was rooting for him heavy. Like, I mean, probably like up until the Klitschko fight, but then I fell into the YouTube when it came to be the debate between Wilder and Joshua. I mean, I only had bad content to make about Joshua. But
I'm not gonna lie. I think if they would have met, I think AJ might have got. I think he might have got slept. Bro. I think he would have hurt Wilder, and then like moved in for the cure, and then got hurt himself.
Around what time do you think was prime Wilder? Like around what fight?
What's that dude? The Dominique Brazil.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, that even though that was a quick fight, but that probably was peak Wilder. He was active too at that time too.
I was like, bro. I'm like, damn, bro. I thought that fight was going to at least go 5 or 6 rounds. Wilder eventually knock him out, but he did it so easy, bro. I was like, yeah, bro. Cause I know Dominique Brazil, even though he wasn't no like world beater, he was the guy that was going to test you because he's durable. You know what I mean? Every time he got hit hard, he would come right back. Like AJ had a hard time stopping him. So I was like, yeah,
Brazil carries his weight really well. I mean, not really well, but he's not a sloppy jalopy. Like,
yeah. You're saying like, even though he big, he not like, you know, Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, and Fury, I think, kind of like beat Wilder, like using his weight, like whenever they clinch, like holding him down, like that stuff takes a lot, like zaps you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Wilder sucks at like having to fight through stuff like that. Plus, he's a skinnier dude. But I thought Brazil would probably do the same stuff. Like even if he got hit, like, you know, maybe get like trade off with him and then hold and try to zap like Wilder for energy. Like but Wilder, that was the peak Wilder period, I think. And that put a lot of pressure on AJ at that point too. Being that he beat him far quicker than what AJ did. That was a good I don't even know how many years that was, Scholar, but I look back at that time like glowingly, like shit. That was like, I mean, and even back then I probably complained that it sucked. But I look back at that time like a dope period compared to like now, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it definitely was. Like Errol Spence was still in there, undefeated. Sean Porter was there. Like you had the welter Danny Garcia. Like you had a good crop of welterweights. Like there's a picture that Jermell Charlo had in the gym, and it was like all the PBC fighters. That entire roster was deadly, bro. Like Jared Hurd. Like, bro, it was, I ain't gonna lie, that was like damn, bro. I can't believe most of those guys is gone. There's only like 2 or 3 left, including Errol Spence. Errol Spence right now is just he's a professional sparrer at this point. Like he'll train. He don't, and you know what? I don't blame him, bro. You shouldn't get back into the ring if you ain't 100% in. Like you see what happened to Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia, they set Danny Garcia up with a layup. PBC did, bro. Gave him a title fight with what's his name? Alara. An easy winnable fight. And not only was it like, did he not even get close to winning, he was actually stopped by Laura, who ain't even known for having power. So, you know, if your heart ain't there, you shouldn't be in it. You shouldn't be in the ring. Just going through the motion. That's not a sport where you want to go through the motion. It's not. You're not Patrick Ewing with the Orlando Magic, where you just get in there, shoot a basketball, or nah, you taking punches, bro. And you already took punches to get to that point. So, nah. Bro, who is this guy, bro?
Nah, and dudes ain't built like that no more, too. I mean, I don't know if it's the generation, but I just remember like boxers would rather die than to lose. Like, you know, like they'd look at whoever they were fighting as like the biggest piece of shit enemy, like, and like they'd rather lose a gut than like to lose the son. Like now, a lot of these dudes are buddied up. Like, I mean, I can't knock it though. I mean, that's across every sport where athletes are like more chummy than they were in the 90s.
Well, I don't. It's perspective. I'll give you an example. Surf out later. I remember one day I have a Mexican friend named Carlos, right? And Carlos was like, he was because I grew up in the country, so he was both country and he was like, what do you call it? He was from Mexico. He was like, from Mexico. So one day, me, him, and my other friend, we out there at the lake. We out there at the lake, and it's water. You know what I mean? We fishing and stuff. And he got his boots on. He in the water, like standing there in the water, throwing out his fishing pole, and like we was just sitting there chilling. We were thinking nothing of it. And then one of my friend asked Carlos, he like, friend was hilarious, bro. He like, Carlos, I feel so safe with you out here. He was like, have you ever been out here this late? And Carlos was like, no. Bro, we got out of the car and left immediately, bro. Because we was like, Carlos was just as like unsure about being out there as we was, but perspective is everything. So I said all that to say, on the outside, it would appear that people was willing to die in the ring, but Roberto Duran got a no mas fight. You know what I mean? He wasn't willing to die in the ring. Like, it's just perspective. So I do agree with you, though, that the fighters are getting softer. It's just the environment. It's the environment. It's the critiques. It's the internet. It's the tweets. It's all of that. Like, Shakur is more active on Twitter than he is in like negotiating real fights. If fights were negotiated on Twitter, Shakur would be the undisputed champion of every division. For division. He will break Bud's record.
Yeah, I'm, and the thing that hurts me with a lot of the fights or lack of fights is that when you look at what these fighters are getting paid, it's not that much. But if it were like you, like Scholar, and you had like $1.5 million to throw away and wanted to get like 4 fights going, like a nice card, that shit would probably be cracking, man. Like, but like I don't know, like the and then you see like the hyper inflated prices of like the YouTube boxes, like, and it's like, which I even sometimes doubt those numbers are legit, but whatever, that's neither here nor there. But some of like a lot of the fighters you mentioned from Jamal Charlo's PBC poster, I'd rather like get 4 of those dudes to have a card go and get a card going, and you don't even gotta pay them much probably than what they try to roll out. Like Franklin, I don't even know what he's getting paid today. Like, I want to see this dude fight, man. As much as I root for him.
Yo, it's funny you said that. When I first came into the boxing spaces and started joining live Surf Out Player, I had a conversation with somebody, one of these know-it-all ass YouTubers, right? And we were talking about Canelo and purses and stuff. And like, bro, why you keep presenting this to me as fact? They can lie about it. He was like, no, actually, they can't. They can't lie about it. So he sends me some stuff that says that promoters can't lie about it, blah, 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 blah. I was like, bro, are you serious? I was like, you can't be this slow. I said, this is all they have to do. Go to a Showbiz the Adult. Tell Showbiz, hey, Showbiz, this is what our fight did. We did 1.5 pay-per-view buys. Even if it didn't do it. Showbiz says it. Now everybody's going to run with it because he's a big channel. And there you just created the narrative without actually it being traced to you. Because all Showbiz got to say is sources say. He ain't got to cite his source. So you put the narrative out there, you know what I mean, without your fingerprints being on it, you still can lie about and inflate the purse in an indirect way. Like, what? I'm like, bro, this is like crazy to me. Like, you know what it's almost like, bro? Like the movie, one of my favorite movies is The Purge. And I've always like watched those movies and be like, why don't people like when they ring that bell on The Purge and everybody stopped killing? I'm like, why wouldn't you just kill after they ring? Like, who's gonna know that you killed somebody after they rang the little alarm? Like, who's gonna say that? The dead person? It's kind of like that. Rules only work when people agree to play by them, but you'll always find somebody that knows how to manipulate and maneuver around the rules. And those are the people that are the business people in boxing. Like, that's crazy to me. Oh my God, this dude right here in the red trunks, I don't know, is that Davis? Davis has a hell of a jab. You can hear it whenever he hits that dude. He's already controlling him with just a jab. You know, now he's vulnerable for the left hook. Like, the dude almost caught him with a left hook because he comes in a little bit too reckless. But as far as the fight, he get a little bit too close, or where he could be caught by the hooks. But if he just stays at the mid range and just pumps that jab, this will be an easy fight. He can win with the jab alone. He's too eager.
Yo, Scholar, I gotta give my son a haircut, man. But thank you for letting me come through too.
No problem.
Good
bro.
luck on the fight show too. Good, enjoy the fights. Enjoy the weekend too.
All right, bro.
Peace, man.
All right. So yeah, he's controlling with the jab, but like I said, he gets a little bit too anxious. See, like he throwing wild body shots, not bending his knees when he go to the body. Taller fighter bringing his head down to the shorter fighter, making a lot of mistakes because he's too anxious to get his hands on that guy and show the guy that I'm the monster, and I'm the beast, I'm in charge. Yo, that dude walked out to a West Coast song. This better be an American fighter. He walked out to a West Coast song and he got braids. When you talk about culture appropriating, see how he telegraphed with that left hook to the body? He don't lose a lot of ground whenever the other guy comes in. See how he throw them wild hooks? That's his punch. His choice in punches are hooks. So if Davis can keep his hands up, he'll be all right. Stay at the mid range because he doesn't lose a lot of ground, so you ain't got to worry about him getting caught pulling back. If he gets caught, it'll be coming forward. Like he got grazed right there coming forward. If he just settled down a little bit more and stay right there at distance, keep some space between him and the shorter guy, and just jab, because he stopped jabbing too, he'll win the fight fairly easy. Fairly easy. But he can get caught. He can be caught. I see a lot of holes where he can be caught. But he can be counted off that good jab. Those are the same way every time, same speed. The commentators suck in the UK, man. They don't be understanding boxing at all. They just like, I don't know. They sound like football commentators or something. Just excited about everything. That plays. I mean, that's a good thing, right? Like, the reason why people like Joe Rogan's commentary is because Joe Rogan has the same stupid expression every time somebody gets finished. Oh my gosh! Like, it's always the same. It's always consistent. So sometimes it could be a good thing. By the way, how y'all doing today, man? Y'all having a good day? Hopefully you're having a good day. Hopefully everybody having a good day. This gonna be our year, everybody. It's gonna be our year. See how he get over? See you see how he threw 2 shots to the body, and then he got greedy and threw a headshot. That last headshot was like unnecessary. He gets too greedy. He's too anxious, and he puts himself in a vulnerable position. You know, normally fighters have the opposite effect where they'll hit you with 1 punch when they can hit you with 2. He has the opposite effect where he tries to hit you with 3 when he should put a period after 2. So he can be caught. The other guy's using his feet. He's searching for an opening. He's getting a little bit confused. He's getting confused. He's trying to figure out how he's going to land a big bomb. Because he's giving up. He's not going to win a boxing match. He's already felt this guy jab. He didn't like the way the jab felt, so he's trying to land the bomb. I mean, long story short, that's what he's trying to do. He's moving around the ring, shuffling from side to side. He's looking to land the bomb. That's what he wants to do. See how he tried to come over the top of that guy's jab with the right hook? Right hand. He wants to land the jab. He landed a hook right there. He landed a left hook. Even though the guy had his hands up, he landed at the top of his head. See? You see what he's doing? Move his feet, stop, and then here come the bomb right here, right here. He threw a jab. It's coming though, watch. See? I told you, left foot. He leaped in with it, jumped up. He leaped in, jumped up with the left foot. He trying to land the bomb. He looking for it. He's trying to get that dude to come forward, be eager like he was a while ago, and then make a mistake, and he gonna try to land that bomb.